Thank you very much for being here. And it's a good opportunity for all of us to meet.
Your voice
You
louder.
already heard about Dr. Martin Luther King, and I'm sure you might have never heard of Brahma Baba. So I'm taking this wonderful opportunity to introduce him to you and also how his principles can be helpful in your life as well. So before I really introduce him to you, I want to reflect on two words so you can understand him better. So the two words are I and my. Okay? So we have the I, this is I, and this is my. Okay? So for the I, there are many my's. For example, my name, my uh, education, my degree, my GPA, my major, my family, my place of residence. There's so many my's connected with the I, right? So even though there are so many my's, the I always remains the same. The my keeps on changing. Today you say you're a student, but that may change over time. You know, your education will change, your degree will, if you want to change your profession, you can change. So all these my's keep changing, but this I always remains the same. And this I is the one who feels stressed when exams come. This I is the one who dreams for a future. This I is the one who may get hurt, and this I is the one who heals with time. Now, this one question, who am I, was one of the turning points in Brahma Baba's life. He was a businessman, a flourishing businessman. He was a family man, and he was carrying out his roles and responsibilities very well. All of it was going well. So he became the founder of the Brahma Kumaris World Spiritual Organization, which has around 140, which is working for inner peace and is doing a wonderful job giving classes, courses, everything free for everyone to take advantage. So just a little bit of introduction about Brahma Baba. So Brahma Baba was a, a businessman. He was a diamond merchant of that time. We're talking about the 1930s. And he's a family man, had 5 kids, and very respected in society, and all of it was going well. But this one thing that just a turning point in his life when, you know, he had some experiences. And through these experiences, he learned few things. One of it was that I am more than what I think I am. I'm more than this body. I'm more than whom I think I am. Like in your language, you would say, I'm more than my GPA. I'm more than my resume. I'm not what limits my resume is limited. I'm more than that. So this understanding was very important in his life. The second understanding was that there is a higher source of wisdom and compassion that one can connect to when in quietness, in reflection. And this connection brings about empowerment of the self. This was another thing. And the third thing was that we all are capable of creating a new world, a better world for all of us. But what it requires is that those qualities that we want in that good world, in that better world, we need to start cultivating within the self. So if each of us start cultivating that, then the world will change, right? So we all have to take that responsibility. So he realized something very honest, and that was that all his life, he built this big business. He was a diamond merchant of those times. You can imagine how rich he might have been. So everything on the outside he had, achieved. But he really didn't take time to be with himself on the inside. And that's a checking point for all of us. We're all the time focused on the outside. I need to do this, I need to do that, and we're rushing. We're all the time on the outside, but how much time do we really give to the inside to check how my thoughts are, what my emotions are, what am I feeling, what triggers these emotions? We never think about all that and we just let it go and let it go. Because, see, if anything happens to the body, if there's a cut, if there is a bruise, we immediately take action. But what we conveniently ignore is what's going on the inside. And there'll be lots of things happening which we may have never paid attention to, isn't it? So, when he realized this, he just stepped away from his business and all, and he felt that this was important for him to give time for himself and also create spaces for others to come and take time for reflection and learning and all of that, and empower themselves. And that led to the beginning of this big organization, which is worldwide, as I said, the Brahma Kumaris World Spiritual Organization. So the question that he had, who am I, is relevant today also. Now, his life and his challenges were different. Your life and your challenges are different. You live in a digital world. You are navigating exams, deadlines, expectations, uncertainties. These are all outer challenges. But no matter what the outer challenges for him was and for you are, but the inner thing is still the same, isn't it? We are still that insecurity, that emotional imbalance. All of it is the same, no matter whoever is there in the world, you know. So this is where we need to work on, and that is what he did. So now the few things that he learned, and he is that no matter no matter how noisy the world on the outside is, that we can choose to be peaceful on the inside. And how do we do that? Outside situations are on the outside. They are just like scenes in the drama. But on the inside, instead of reacting all of a sudden, if we take a pause, if we take a pause and connect with the self, and we connect and check how our thoughts and emotions are, then that moment of pause can really make a big difference in our lives. Because we are connecting, as we connect to ourselves, we are connecting with silence. And that inner silence really changes the vibrations, that that would otherwise turn into a reaction. So you don't have to respond to every trigger. You don't have to believe every thought. You can always give yourself a pause to think and respond peacefully. That's a choice. Everyone has a choice. So the second was that this was it. This was in the 1930s and the 40s. He always equality and dignity were one of the few things that he practiced, because at that time, women were not considered. We didn't have much value. They were only taking care of the kids and they were taking care of the household, and that was it for them. But Brahma Baba understood the power of the woman, you know, all the good things that a woman holds, the power to tolerate, patience, nurturing, caring, even sometimes decision making. So, all those who were working on themselves, inner reflections, learning, and empowering process, all those who were working on themselves, he made them as leaders. So, leadership roles were given to women. And that is why Brahma Kumaris is the highest women led organization in the world, in the whole world, right? So the other thing was the shift from me to we, you know? So the understanding that however I'm thinking, whatever is going on within, is that in a way influencing the others? Is my inner well being also influencing others' well-being. Sometimes we don't realize that, you know, if you enter into a room and somebody is very peaceless, will that bother you? Will that bother you? Yes, right? So that means we are a collective. So it is very important how we carry ourselves so that we also empower or, influence the community around us. Now, when we talk about racial healing, two things are important. One is outer work. Outer work is all these taking care of the systems, strategies, structures, everything. And the second is inner work, and that is healing, fear, pain, inherited narratives, all of this. Now, if we only do outer work and we don't do the inner work, what is going to happen?
Nervous breakdown.
Nervous breakdown. Okay. There is going to be conflict, because everyone is not really operating through a space of peace. Now, if there is only inner work and no outer work, as you mentioned, what is going to happen? Nothing is going to really happen on the outside. So, Brahma Baba's life tells us that he always balanced the inner and the outer. And that is what we have to understand. We only have to, it's more important to, the doing is important, but how are you being while you're doing? That is what his life teaches us. That you have to carry yourself composed, because when you lose yourself you cannot think, you cannot decide, you are just lost. And so it is very important, whether it is your studies or any decisions you have to take in this life, the more composed you are on the inside, the more better you think, and the more better you decide, and the more better will be your actions and your communication, everything. So this is Brahma Baba's life and all of it that he practiced. So I just wanted to take you through a little experience. Okay, this is a short little reflection. So just sit relaxed, take a comfortable posture, and just take some slow, deep breaths in and out. And as you're taking your breath in and out, just focus on your breath. Your full attention is on your breath. As you're breathing in, as your lungs are getting inflated, and as you're breathing out. And just do it a few times. Your attention is completely on your breath. And just bring your awareness to your forehead. And now just create a thought. I am a peaceful being. I am a peaceful being. Just say it a few times in your mind. I am a peaceful being. Peace is my true nature. My true nature is peace. I'm vibrating the energy of peace all around. And as you're in this state of mind, if there is anything that's bothering you in your current life, just bring it up and place it at a distance from you. And just observe that situation Just observe. You don't do it. You are a peaceful being observing that situation. You are the observer. How do you feel being in a peaceful state and observing that situation? Does it change anything in it? So come back and again bring back to your that state of being. I am a peaceful being. Peace is my true nature. As you think, so you feel. As you think, so will be the energy you vibrate. Your feeling is your choice. Your thoughts are your creation. And just say to yourself, I choose to be peaceful. I will handle everything on the outside. I'm not going to ignore anything on the outside, but I will do it in a state of inner stability, inner silence. Thank you.
Thank you, Sister Bindu. How we doing so far?